There comes a moment in every life when struggle becomes exhausting, when pushing feels like moving through walls, when nothing seems to shift no matter how hard you try. But the truth is, success is never the result of force. Success is the result of alignment. And the day you learn the law that governs alignment is the day your entire life begins to rise without resistance. Expectation writes the script of your future because every thought charged with conviction becomes a silent command that shapes the unseen currents of your life. When you begin to understand that expectation is not a passive idea but an active, vibrating force, you start to see how deeply it influences every outcome you experience. Expectation is the seed from which results grow. It is the inner pattern that external events follow. Long before you meet an opportunity, long before you take an action, long before a door opens or closes, expectation has already laid the groundwork. If your inner script is filled with certainty, life responds with alignment. If your inner script is filled with fear, life responds with limitation. What you repeatedly expect becomes the environment through which opportunities must trail. Expectation becomes the filter that determines what is allowed in and what is silently rejected. This is why two people can take the same action and receive completely different results. It is not the action alone that carries power. It is the expectation behind the action that determines its outcome. Expectation does not shout, but it directs. It works quietly, forming the conditions that match its nature. When you expect good, you unconsciously move, speak, and choose in ways that open pathways for that good. When you expect difficulty, you move in ways that unconsciously invite it. The mind always seeks to validate what it believes to be true. It interprets events through the lens of expectation and then acts accordingly. This loop repeats until your outer world becomes a mirror of your inner assumption. This is why changing expectation changes everything. You are not simply hoping for a different future, you are rewriting the script that your life has been following. The moment expectation shifts, the narrative begins to rearrange itself. New ideas rise to the surface. New possibilities appear. New decisions feel natural. What once felt out of reach begins to feel inevitable. Expectation is powerful because it does not work alone. It gathers emotion, imagination, and action, weaving them into a single energetic direction. It influences how you interpret your challenges. When you expect success, setbacks feel temporary and solutions appear faster. When you expect failure, even small obstacles feel overwhelming. Expectation shapes your resilience. It shapes your motivation. It shapes how you respond when life tests your conviction. The world mirrors your expectation not because circumstances are judging you, but because energy obeys clarity. The more consistent your expectation, the more unwavering the response. This is why those who expect victory rise again and again until they reach it. Expectation gives them the stamina to continue. It keeps them aligned with their destination long after emotion fluctuates or circumstances shift. Expectation writes your future because it gives the universe a clear template to build from. The mind holds an image, the emotion adds power, and expectation locks it into place. Once that inner picture becomes genuine and familiar, your consciousness begins to attract its matching conditions. You notice what supports your desire. You ignore what opposes it. You choose paths that align with your outcome without even realizing it. You gravitate toward people whose energy and direction match your vision. You naturally move away from situations that contradict it. This is not force. This is harmony. Your life moves toward whatever feels true within you. When you consciously choose what you expect, you reclaim your creative authority. Words amplify expectation into form because when you speak, you give your inner beliefs a physical vibration that strengthens their influence. Words are not just sounds. They are carriers of intention. They announce what you believe to be possible. They reinforce what you accept as true. The moment a thought becomes a spoken word, it gains structure. It becomes something the mind can clearly identify and organize around. Words turn internal expectation into external declaration. They signal to your subconscious that this idea is no longer abstract. It is now a command that must be honored. Every time you speak with conviction, you deepen the groove of belief. You strengthen the expectation that guides your life. Words give energy direction. They take invisible thought and send it outward with a force that begins shaping circumstances. When you speak from uncertainty, your words weaken the expectation you are trying to build. You may desire success, but if your words reveal fear or doubt, the energy becomes scattered. But when your words match your intention, they act like a tuning fork. They adjust your inner state to the frequency of your desired outcome. Spoken certainty creates internal alignment, and alignment accelerates manifestation. This is why affirming something you do not believe feels uncomfortable at first. You are not lying to yourself. You are retraining the mind to adopt a new expectation. You are dissolving the old script and writing a new one. Every time you speak with clarity, your emotional state shifts slightly closer to the outcome you want. Over time, repetition builds momentum, and the expectation becomes natural. Words also influence how others respond to you. When you speak from confidence, people feel it. They treat you differently. They open doors that would remain closed to someone who speaks from hesitation. Opportunities move toward boldness. Resources gather around certainty. Support appears for those who communicate from inner knowing. Words initiate this response because they carry your vibration outward. They transmit your state of belief to the world around you. Even without trying, people can sense the energy behind your speech. Your tone reveals your expectation. Your phrasing reveals your mindset. Your language reveals your direction. When you speak in alignment with your success, you begin attracting people who support that success. You draw in circumstances that match your words. Life adjusts to the energy you consistently express. Your words also shape your emotional environment. When you speak about what is possible instead of what is fearful, the mind relaxes. Creativity increases. Intuition becomes sharper. Solutions appear more easily. You enter a state of expectancy rather than anxiety. This shift in inner atmosphere has direct influence on your outer results. Calm certainty produces more clarity than frantic effort. When your words soothe your doubts, your ability to take effective action increases. You stop sabotaging your progress with the stories you tell yourself. You stop repeating old limitations through your speech. Instead, you begin reinforcing a new identity. You begin affirming the version of yourself that aligns with success rather than survival. And the more you speak from that identity, the more your life mirrors it. Words turn invisible belief into visible reality because they help maintain consistency. The mind may shift quickly, but words stabilize it. Every declaration strengthens the pattern you are creating. The more you speak it, the more you believe it. The more you believe it, the more you expect it. The more you expect it, the faster it becomes your lived experience. When thought, emotion, and speech align, the result becomes inevitable. This is not force. This is natural law. You do not struggle your way into success. You speak your way into alignment with it. You maintain expectation with language that supports your vision. And through that consistency, your future begins forming around the script you have chosen to write. Your inner atmosphere is the magnet of your life because every outcome you experience is shaped first by the emotional climate you carry within. People often believe that results come only from hard work or strategy. Yet, the invisible energy you hold has more influence than any action you take. Your inner atmosphere is made of your dominant emotions, your internal dialogue, assumptions you carry, and the feeling tone that lingers beneath your thoughts. This atmosphere is what everything your life responds to. It is the field that pulls experiences toward you or pushes them away. When your inner atmosphere is calm, centered, and aligned with what you desire, life moves toward you with surprising ease. Paths open that once felt closed. Opportunities seem to appear at the exact moment you need them. People show up with support, ideas, or resources that match the energy you have been holding. It feels effortless because you are no longer working against your own vibration. You are no longer sending mixed signals to the universe. You are no longer trying to climb with the weight of fear pulling you downward. A peaceful inner atmosphere lifts you. A fearful one restricts you. Your emotional state becomes a magnet because emotion is energy in motion. It radiates. It communicates long before words are spoken or actions are taken. Even when you think you are hiding your feelings, the energy still moves outward, interacting with the world around you. People can sense confidence without a word. They can sense insecurity without a confession. They can sense conviction without explanation. Life responds the same way. It mirrors your inner reality with astonishing accuracy. When you hold emotions of doubt, frustration, or fear, you automatically attract circumstances that match those feelings, not as a punishment, but as a reflection of where your energy is currently focused. The world cannot deliver clarity when you are embodying confusion. It cannot deliver abundance when you are embodying lack. It cannot deliver opportunities when you are embodying hesitation. Your inner atmosphere sets the tone for everything that enters your experience. The moment you begin to shift your emotional state, even slightly, your outer world begins to reorganize. You may not see instant results, but the shift has already begun. You start noticing new ideas that you overlooked before. You start feeling nudges of intuition that guide you toward better choices. You start seeing possibilities where you once saw limitations. The change begins within, long before it becomes visible. And the more consistent you become with your inner atmosphere, the more quickly and reliably your life responds. A positive atmosphere is not built from forced positivity. It is built from inner alignment. It is built from choosing thoughts that match your desired outcome. It is built from releasing emotional patterns that contradict the future you want to create. It is built from recognizing that your feelings are not random. They are powerful instruments shaping the direction of your life. Creating a supportive inner atmosphere requires awareness. You must notice the emotional patterns you have been carrying. You must notice when anxiety rises and gently redirect your focus. You must observe the stories you repeat internally and ask whether they serve your highest vision. This is not about suppressing emotion. It is about guiding it. It is about becoming intentional with the energy you hold. When you realize that your emotional state determines your magnetic field, you begin treating your inner world with care. You stop allowing fear to dictate your choices. You stop rehearsing negative scenarios. You stop feeding thoughts that weaken you. Instead, you begin cultivating calm expectation, gratitude, confidence, and certainty. These states strengthen your magnetism. They draw success toward you because they match the energy of success itself. What you prepare for reveals what you truly expect because preparation exposes your deepest beliefs about the future. You may speak positively. You may claim that you believe in your vision, but your real expectation is revealed through the actions you take before the outcome appears. Preparation is the clearest evidence of inner conviction. When you prepare for increase, you create space for it. When you prepare for new opportunities, you signal that you expect them to arrive. When you prepare for expansion, you align your energy with growth. Preparation is not just physical action. It is mental and emotional readiness. It is the willingness to act as if your desire is already becoming reality. This type of preparation strengthens your expectation because it transforms your vision from something distant into something active and alive within you. People often delay preparation because they are afraid of disappointment. They wait for confirmation before committing. They wait for proof before adjusting their lives. But this hesitation communicates doubt. It signals that you expect uncertainty. It reveals that you are preparing for things to stay the same. Preparation is a form of faith in action. It is a declaration that your future is already on its way. When you prepare with confidence, you create momentum. You elevate your vibration to match the reality you want. You begin making decisions from the version of yourself who has already succeeded, not the version who is still waiting. This shift in identity accelerates manifestation because life responds most quickly to those who are willing to act from certainty. Preparation also reshapes your subconscious mind. When you take steps that align with your vision, your subconscious begins accepting this new reality as normal. It starts adjusting your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors to support your direction. It begins filtering out opportunities that contradict your intention and guiding you toward those that match your preparation. This is why even small steps taken in advance have a powerful effect. They begin altering your internal script. They replace doubt with momentum. They replace hesitation with clarity. They replace fear with alignment. Preparation turns your vision from imagination into participation. What you prepare for also influences the opportunities you attract. When you prepare for growth, people notice your readiness. Opportunities gravitate toward those who have created space for them. Resources appear for those who have already positioned themselves to receive. Life rewards readiness, because readiness is a sign of expectation. You do not wait passively. You move toward your desire with small, deliberate actions that tell the universe you are serious about your destination. Preparation is the bridge between belief and manifestation. It transforms your expectation into movement. And movement activates the laws that bring your future into form. The more you prepare for the life you want, the more natural it becomes to expect that life. And the more you expect it, the faster it unfolds. Your preparation shows your intention. Your intention shapes your vibration. Your vibration attracts the matching experience. Everything begins within, but preparation brings the inner world into physical expression. It is the proof of your faith, the signal of your readiness, and the path through which your desire begins to approach. Expectation dissolves obstacles before they appear because certainty reorganizes the path ahead of you long before you take the first step. Most people believe obstacles are random events, but in truth, many challenges only exist because the mind expects resistance. When you expect difficulty, your energy tightens, your imagination rehearses negative outcomes, your body prepares for struggle, and your decisions grow cautious. This creates an inner atmosphere that attracts delay and confusion. But when you expect things to unfold smoothly, when you trust that the right way will open at the right time, your energy becomes steady. Your mind becomes clear. You move with a sense of alignment rather than fear. This inner clarity changes everything. It shifts how you perceive situations. It influences what you notice and what you ignore. It draws supportive people toward you and gently removes those who would slow your progress. In this state, obstacles that once seemed large become irrelevant. Some dissolve entirely because the energy that would have created them no longer exists within you. Obstacles often take shape from doubt. Doubt creates hesitation. Hesitation creates missteps. Missteps create complications, but certainty creates a different chain reaction. Certainty inspires calm action. Calm action invites synchronicity. Synchronicity opens doors. What appeared to be an obstacle was never a solid wall, only a reflection of your inner atmosphere. When your expectation is unwavering, the universe orchestrates solutions before the challenge has time to take form. You may find that a problem resolves itself without your involvement. You may discover that the thing you feared never happens at all. You may watch circumstances shift in your favor with perfect timing. This is not luck. This is the natural expression of a focused and stable expectation. Expectation dissolves obstacles because it removes the emotional tension that feeds them. Fear magnifies problems. Anxiety creates resistance. Worry attracts situations that match its tone. When you remove these elements by cultivating expectation, you no longer energize the scenarios you dread. You stop feeding the outcomes you fear with your mental attention. Instead, you guide your thoughts toward certainty and possibility. This shift in focus alters your emotional state, and your emotional state alters the field of energy around you. The moment you stop expecting struggle, the energy of struggle loses its anchor in your life. You begin moving through situations with greater ease. You recognize opportunities faster. You respond to challenges creatively rather than reactively. And because your mind is calm, you notice solutions that were always there but hidden behind the fog of worry. Expectation also influences the behavior of others. People respond differently to someone who carries an air of confidence and direction. They trust your decisions more easily. They are more willing to support you. They feel drawn to your clarity. This subtle shift in how others react becomes part of the dissolution of obstacles. You may receive information exactly when you need it. Someone may step in to help without being asked. A door that was closed may suddenly open because you approached it with the energy of someone who expects progress. Life is always responding to the energy you project. When that energy is strong, steady, and confident, obstacles lose their power because there is nothing for them to attach to. You are no longer aligned with resistance. You are aligned with flow. Success becomes guaranteed when you expect it as your rightful inheritance because expectation transforms success from a possibility into a natural consequence. Many people treat success as something rare, something unpredictable, something reserved for a select few. But in truth, success follows the same principles that govern all creation. It begins as a state within you before it becomes a reality outside you. When you view success as something uncertain, you unintentionally push it away. You place it on a distant pedestal, separating yourself from it. But when you see success as something that belongs to you by right of alignment, everything changes. You no longer chase it. You align with it. You no longer question your worthiness. You claim it internally. You no longer wait for permission. You move as someone who expects results. This expectation shapes your identity. When you expect success, you stop acting from limitation. You stop thinking like someone who hopes. You begin thinking like someone who knows. This shift in identity changes the choices you make. You take bolder steps. You recognize opportunities quicker. You speak with authority. You trust your intuition more deeply. You no longer sabotage yourself with doubt or hesitation. You treat your vision as something real and achievable, not as a fragile dream. This level of internal certainty activates the laws that govern manifestation. Success becomes a destination you are naturally pulled toward because your mind, emotions, and actions are now aligned with it. Success becomes guaranteed not because life avoids challenges, but because you no longer interpret challenges as signs of failure. You see them as temporary adjustments on the path. You move through them with confidence. You stay focused on the outcome rather than the obstacle. This consistency strengthens your magnetism. It draws supportive circumstances into your experience. It helps you recognize the next right step without forcing anything. When success becomes part of your self-concept, it cannot stay outside your life for long. The outer world must reflect the inner world. If your inner world is built on certainty, the outer world cannot help but bring that certainty into form. Treating success as your rightful inheritance does not mean entitlement. It means alignment with universal law. It means accepting that you are designed to create, to grow, to expand, and to rise. Success is not accidental. It is not random. It is the result of mental direction, emotional stability, and unwavering expectation. When all three align, success becomes the only possible outcome. You stop questioning whether things will work out. You begin asking only how quickly they can. You stop fearing the unknown. You begin trusting that every unknown hides an opportunity prepared for you. You stop doubting your abilities. You begin seeing yourself as someone who is guided, supported, and equipped for every step of the journey. The moment you expect success with genuine conviction, you step into a different timeline. You begin attracting people who elevate you, decisions that empower you, and circumstances that mirror your inner belief. Your energy becomes unmistakable. Your direction becomes clear. Your results begin matching your inner identity. Success becomes inevitable because you are no longer trying to become successful. You are living from the identity of someone who already is.